Okay, so hello, and this is Mark, and this will be my fifth laboratory exercise with my subject data communication and networking. So today's activity is design of a website using Cisco Packet Tracer. So I'm gonna read this. So in the OSI layer, working with the application layer is essential. Application layer provides the means of end-to-end connectivity between individuals in the human networking using data networks. As we know, the goal of the network system is to provide the communication in the fastest and shortest path as possible. Server is an important tool in this experiment. It it responses from the entire client's request because servers contains files and important and manages it depends on the application. One of the server's rules is to manage the its web. In HTML programming, we can design various websites and links changes in fonts and contents and provides information and images makes it available in the World Wide Web. So, or www. In this experiment, we will simulate web programming, but we will use Cisco Packet Tracer to visualize what happened in the network system when it comes to web design. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the procedure. So first is open Cisco Packet Tracer. Drag three PCs, two switches, and four server to the platform area. Okay, so this is my Cisco Packet Tracer. Then I'm gonna drag a three PC. So that is one, two, three, and then two switches. Two switches. This is I'm gonna choose. Let's do this switch, and then and for server and user server. So one, two, three, and four servers. Next is okay, change the label of PC0 and PC1 as dynamic and PC2 as static. So gonna go to PC0, change it as dynamic, dynamic. Okay, wait. So this is PC0 as dynamic, then PC1 dynamic as well. Dynamic. No, duplicate device name should not be allowed. So I'm gonna name it uh, dynamic 2. Dynamic 2. Okay. Next is PC2 as static. Static. Okay. Next is step number 3. Okay, so in PC2, since it named as a static, configure its IP address. For example, is 172.168.0.90/16. PC0 and PC1 is labeled as dynamic. It means that there will be no manual IP configuration in the two pieces because it's dynamic routing. Okay, so PC static configure fast Ethernet. So the IP address is 172.16.0.90 and subnet mask 255.255.255. I mean 255.255.0.0. Next is okay. So step number 4. Make sure that the packet tracer is in a real-time mode. Okay, so let's check. Yes, we are in real-time mode, as you can see. Next step, configure DHCP server. Okay, so I'm gonna configure DHCP server. And name it as DHCP server. Okay, name it this. So I'm gonna use this as the DHCP server. Change the name. Oops, sorry. Just change. Yeah, DHCP server. Then configure. So change the settings of gateway as 172.16.0. Okay, DHCP server global setting default. The gateway is 172.168. Next step. Okay, configure its fast Ethernet settings IP address to 172.168.10. That's 172.16.0.10 and change its subnet mask to 255.255.0.0. Okay, fast Ethernet static 172 subnet mask automatically configured as /16. Next is service. Set the HTML service HTTPS as off. Okay, HTTPS off. HTTPS off. Next step is set HTTML off. Set the DHCP default gateway as 172.16.0.1. Okay, so I'm gonna type it here. Let's check. DHCP default gateway is, yeah. So 172.16.0.1. Okay. Next, the DNS server is 172.16.0.11. Okay, next step. Letter F. Set DNS server. Okay. DHCP. Sorry. Okay. And set the start IP address to 172.16.0.100. Okay, so start IP address to 16.100. Okay, save. Let's check. Okay, now, so default gateway 172.16.0.1, DNS server 172.16.0.11. So start IP, start from 172.16.0.100. Okay, next is letter F. Set DNS and email and SMTP and PO3 service off. Okay, so email. Okay, turn off this. Next step. Okay, so I'm done with the DHCP server. Next is the configure the DNS server. Okay, so I'm gonna make this as the DNS server. DNS server. Next, figure out. So, okay, next step is DNS server, add server name, so I changed it already to DNS server. Change the global setting gateway to 172.16.0.1. Gateway is 172.16.0.1. Okay, next. Configure the fast Ethernet cable, fast Ethernet by setting IP address to 172.16.0.11. Okay, fast Ethernet 172.16.0.11. Change its subnet mask to, so subnet mask automatically configure. Next is, let's go to, okay, letter D. Set the HTTP service and HTTPS service off. Okay, so let's go service HTTP. Okay, HTTP service off. Off. Okay, set DHCP server off. Set DHCP server off. Okay, next is uh, enter domain name. Let's say, for example, www.amaes.edu. Enter the IP address to 172.16.0.20. Okay, so I'm gonna go in a server, name it as www.ames.edu. Okay, next IP address is 172.16.0.20. Next is add. Okay, next is letter G, add another domain www.internal.com. So address is 172.16.0.30. Click the add. Okay, so it's in DNS server now. Set the DNS service, and okay, DNS service is off. Set service and email off. Okay, I should turn off the DNS. Okay, email is empty. It's the DNS server, right? Why should I turn off? I should turn off the DNS servers in the DNS server. How is that? Okay, I think finish number 7. So configure the web server. Okay, add the server name. Name it as web server www.ames.edu. Okay, server name. I'm gonna name it this. Server name. Oops, sorry. Let's go to packet tracer. Then I'm gonna name this server as server name www.ames.com server. Okay, next step, set the gateway 172.16.0. Okay, settings gateway 172.16.0.1. Okay, letter C, configure its fast Ethernet settings to 172.16.0.20. Change the subnet mask to 255.255.0.0. Okay, fast Ethernet 172.16.0.1.20. Subnet mask automatically configured to 255.255.0.0. Okay, next. Okay. Set the HTTP service and HTTPS on and change the sentence HR. Welcome to AMA Online Education System. You can add your own statement. HTTP service is on. Service HTTP. Oh, everything is on. Service and HTTPS on. Okay. Next is gonna edit the index profile. So HR. I'm gonna copy this. Welcome to AMA Education System. I can add my own statement. I'm gonna do that. Okay, next is say welcome to AMA system. Gonna change this HR. Okay. And should I add my statement? I will gonna add my statement little bit. And hours and standalone. Just say two space. And my name is say say H1. I'm Marc and I'm a student of AMA University. University. Okay, so save that file. Okay, so save it. Next step, set the servers DHCP servers service to off. DHCP servers off. It's off already. Set DNS to off. DNS. Yeah, it's off already. H is set DNS service and emails SMTP and PO3 service off. Okay, email off off. Okay, next step. Next step. Propose activity for www.internal.com. Follow the instruction of www.ames.edu and create a website regarding artificial intelligence. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna name it. That's the name. Web server. Gonna name it internal. Okay, next is internal. Web server www.internal. Okay. Next, gonna configure the gateway 172.16.0.1. Next is this is gonna go DNS. Okay, so internal is 160. IP address is 172.16.0.30. Subnet mask automatically configured, then gonna set IP, HTTP service and HTTPS service off. HTTP both are off. Okay, next is, oops, I think I made a mistake. My bad. Dhcp, I mean, Dhcp is off already. Set the DNS. Server. Email. So I'm gonna turn off these two. Okay. Next is propose activity. Create a website regarding artificial intelligence. So let's go to HTTP. I'm gonna edit the index file. Welcome to Cisco. This time I'm gonna make it welcome to internal. I'm not sure. And let's say artificial intelligence. Say again, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. I'm not sure. Artificial intelligence company. I think this will do. Okay, next is the content about artificial intelligence. I have no idea. Let me just. Okay, next is, let's say, I'm gonna Google something. Let's say artificial intelligence. So I will just gonna copy this content from this website. Okay, then let's put it here as the artificial intelligence content. So okay, so internal, welcome to internal, artificial intelligence company. So say like that. Okay, architecture. Now I'm gonna connect all this PC here to the switch as it's mentioned to switch. Next close. And close this. Then connect this PC to the switch. Let's say Dhcp, I connect this here. Okay. Okay. Then connect this here. Cannot be connected to that port. Okay, so I think I only have 3 ports. Let me add modules for this switch. Let me add 2. Okay. Let's say I'm gonna connect all of this here. Okay, let's wait for a while. It's in spanning tree and process. Okay. What else? Okay, so all are green. Okay, let's swipe around. Okay, in figure, let's check the IP address and let's check if the DHCP server is working by clicking this. So once I click this, oh, it's not giving me IP address. Wait, as I mentioned before, okay, the DHCP server is off, so I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, let me go back to dynamic PC again, and then I'm gonna request for an IP address from the DHCP server. Oh, it's this should be supposed to be in hundreds, right? Server. request again. Hmm. I mean, sorry, I was mistakenly sorry. So everything is, I was in this setting, so I go here. As you can see, it's in the fast Ethernet. It gives the DHCP server gives me uh, 172.16.0.101. So as you can see, this DHCP server gives me that IP address as a, as in the configuration DHCP starting from 100. I mean 172.16.0.100. Let's check the second dynamic PC if the DHCP gives him an IP address as well. So fast internet. So DHCP. Okay, so as you can see, the DHCP gives him an IP address as well. And next, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to visit the web servers from the browser of this PC. Okay, so I'm gonna go to desktop web browser. Okay, next is I'm gonna go first to the www.ames.edu. Okay, let's check. Okay. Oh, it's not opening. Let's check the DNS server first. Let's check the service DNS. Oh, it's off. But the instruction said it should be turned off. Server has, so I'm gonna turn on this, then close, and try to uh, visit the website again. www.ames.edu. Okay, gonna visit that website. Check. So as you can see, uh, this is the website, and I edit this part, so it's the forward slash and should not be there. I think I mistakenly wait. So from this, gonna edit the HTTP, then edit the index because I mistakenly supposed to be like that, forward slash n. Okay, just a small error. This one again, go to web browser www.ames.edu. Okay, so, so as you can see, this is the website or the server where I can access the this. So welcome to AMA Online Education System, and I put my name here. I'm Mark, and I'm a student of AMA University. Next, I'm going to next server, that is www.ames.edu. internal.com. So, okay. Uh, so this is the internal or the artificial intelligence company. So I just copied this from the Google. Just the content I just copied. Okay. So I'm gonna try again from this PC to check if everything is working. So desktop web browser www.amis.com and .edu. Okay. Next is www.internal.com. Okay. So this will from I'm gonna try now from the static PC. Okay, I'm gonna go to web browser www.amis.edu. Mm-hmm. Hostname unsolved. So I have a problem with this static PC. Okay, so ipconfig. What I'm gonna do is add the DNS server IP from this PC. Mm-hmm. Desktop. Next is post this. And try it again, once again. Web browser www.amis.edu. Okay, so now it's working. Next is www. Uh, what's that website? Internal.com. Mm-hmm. Once again, I have an error. Hostname internal.com. Oops, sorry. I was mistakenly typed. Okay. As you can see, uh, from the static PC, I can access the servers. Okay. Next, next thing to do is okay. Okay. So question: what is the HTTP, DNS, and DHCP? Don't know. Sorry. One minute. Just drink water. So what are HTTP, DNS, and DHCP? So first is I'm gonna write it here. Say DHCP, DNS, and HTTP. Okay, so first I'm gonna answer the DHCP. So the DHCP, what this do for the DHCP server or dynamic host? Uh, what is the it's the acronym for DHCP? I forgot. Wait, the dynamic host something forgot the acronym. Dynamic host configuration protocol. Yeah. So dynamic host protocol. So dynamic host protocol. So what does it do? Dynamic DHCP server do is to give the IP address to the PCs. So for example, this PC here, he have no IP address, and he want to request for an IP address. So what this PC gonna do is request an IP address. So for example, so DHCP request. So what does the DHCP request have? So first, it contains the L2 and L3 encapsulation. So what do I mean by that is from the layer 3 encapsulation first. So the what is that? IP source. But so first is the IP source from the layer 3. Uh, it's so since this have no IP address yet, the IP source will be 0.0.0.0. Next is, so if there is an IP source, so there will be the IP destination. So since this PC don't know where is the destination of where he will send the packet for the DHCP request is will be destination will be 255.255.255.255. Okay, so this is the layer 3 encapsulations. Encapsulation is for the layer 2 or the data link layer, where it is on the switch with that will be the MAC address. So MAC source. So the MAC source will be this PC here. Okay, so I'm gonna check what is the MAC address of this. So from PC, go to ipconfig, configuration fast internet. So this is the IP address of this PC. So I'm gonna add this here. So the source of the MAC address is this. Next, MAC destination. So from the MAC destination, since this PC don't know where is the destination will be sent, it will gonna send as a broadcast message. So broadcast MAC address, it means FF or FF times 12. FF, say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this will be the DHCP request that it contains. So everything, so from IP source, since this have no IP address yet, is 0000. Next is IP destination, that will be 255.255.255, since we also don't know where's the destination to be sent. Next is the MAC source, or this is the PC MAC address, and then the destination will be FF 12 times, because our MAC address have 12 numbers, hexadecimal, so it's FFFF. So what will gonna happen is this PC here, from this PC, dynamic PC, we're gonna send a request for DHCP requests. So once this travel to the switch, so from the switch, what will the switch do is send this message or to broadcast message, because we have different types of message. First, okay, so first message is unicast, multicast, multicast, and broadcast message. Broadcast message. And a DHCP request is a broadcast message. So when we say broadcast message, the switch will gonna send uh, all the I mean this DHCP request will be sent to all the switch interfaces that is active and connected to him, except from the port where he received this DHCP request. So I'm gonna write it here. So this DHCP request will be sent from this interface, and this interface until he get to this DHCP server, it will be sent here as well. So now what will happen when this PC here receive this DHCP request? So since it's a broadcast, he will receive it. So what this PC gonna do when he receive this DHCP request is he will gonna drop that packet since it's not for him. Okay, so this PC here will gonna drop it here. Next is once this server receive that DHCP request, since he's not a DHCP server, he will gonna drop it. Same thing here, he will gonna drop it. The everything will be dropped except from the DHCP server. So since it's asking for the DHCP server for its for him to be given an IP address. Uh, wait, oh my. The DHCP server now will gonna send a DHCP reply. Okay, similar like to this. Okay, example. Is here receive this DHCP request. I'm gonna type it again. Copy that. Change DHCP reply. Okay, so after he received this DHCP reply, I mean from after he received the DHCP request, he will gonna send a DHCP reply. So source IP address is what's the IP address of this? Okay, so the IP source now is this. Since it's from this DHCP server, destination IP. Let's say this will he will gonna give the IP address of 172.16.0.101. So this will be the IP address of this PC, and then the destination will be the okay. So the destination will be not FFF anymore, and it will be the sender's destination now. Okay, next is MAC source. It will be the MAC address of this PC here. So let's see what is the MAC address of this PC. So this is the MAC address of this DHCP server. So it will be the source now. Once this DHCP reply is finished, encapsulation, it will gonna send to the switch again. This time, it will be a unicast message and not a broadcast message. So once this PC receive this DHCP reply, he will just gonna send it to this PC and not to the other computers that is in its network. Then this PC will gonna have the IP address after that. So this is the DHCP reply here for this PC. Okay, and then what DHCP reply DHCP. Okay, that's it. How the DHCP works in our computer in our. Okay, I'm gonna give another example for my computer here. I'm gonna, let's say, ipconfig /all. So this is my PC here. I have a lot of connection. So as you can see, this is my uh, Wi-Fi connection right now, and my DHCP is turned on. As you can see, DHCP enable, yes. If it's static, it will be no. And as you can see, auto configuration enable, yes as well. Okay, so I have link local for IPv6. This is not yet in the lesson, and IPv4. So this is my IP address in my computer. Subnet mask. Okay, so list obtained. So as you can see, this is when did I receive this IP address in my computer, and when will it expire if I'm not using this IP address, because the DHCP is using the, we're gonna use this IP address if I'm not using it, so it has an expiration if I'm not using this IP address. Or okay, so that's that's what DHCP is. So to simplify, the DHCP is where our computer is asking for uh, an IP address if our computer have no IP address. Say for example in our home, the the normal routers, or TP-Link, D-Link, or all of the router that we buy in our home, it's a DHCP server, router, switch, all in one. I mean, yeah, that's it. Next thing is, where am I? So I guess next is the DNS server. It's time for the DNS server, or what's the dynamic, I know, domain name server. Yeah. For domain name server, what this do is, uh, so I'm gonna, let me delete this now. No. Oh, but then I'm gonna put this here. So DNS server do, um, this is where our computer asks for the IP address of that particular website. So example, this is where he gives the IP addresses of this particular website where you want to visit this website here. So I'm gonna use the pen. Okay. Okay. So from this PC here, if he wants to connect to this PC here, and he will type the www.amisteducation in his web browser. What what the domain names server do is convert that www.amis.edu to an IP address because our PC can only understand IP addresses, and the DNS server job is to convert that name into an IP address. What is the IP address of this website? What is the IP address of this website? And give it to this PC so they can start communicating, and can do the three-way handshake to establish the connection. And let's say, uh, okay, so you can configure any public DNS server from your computer. And for example, uh, let me show you in my computer. This computer here, I'm gonna go to control panel, then go to network and sharing device center, change adaptive settings. Oops, sorry, change adaptive settings. Okay, this is my Wi-Fi here. I'm gonna go to its property, and then I'm gonna go here. So as you can see, this is where you can configure your DNS server. So for my computer, I choose the obtain DNS server address automatically. So it automatically choose a DNS server where uh, my ISP is giving me that DNS server. But if you want to change it, you can use this, and you can choose any public DNS server. Let's say, for example, uh, for this, let's check the list of the public DNS server. You can use Google DNS server list. Okay, okay. So you can see these are the list of the DNS server you can use to your computer. So my internet's quite slow. Server list, you can see this Qatar. Let's say from Qatar because I'm in Qatar right now. Not this one. I will in a server list public DNS server list. Let's say, as you can see, this the Google public DNS server here. You can use it to your computer. You can customize this from here. You can type 8888 as Google DNS server. Actually, we can either use a DNS server or not. It's not requirement. But if you will not use the DNS server, you have to memorize all the IP addresses of the website that you want to visit. Let's say, for example, for example, let's say I'm gonna ping the google.com. Google.com. So as you can see, this is the IP address of the google.com. I'm gonna copy that, Then I'm gonna go to the browser and type in the IP address of the google.com. So I did not type uh, the google.com. I just type the IP address. Then I'm in google.com. So because our computer only understand the IP addresses and not the www.google.com, because it's for human reading and not for computer reading. And then what else? So example, ping cisco.com. So this is the IP address of cisco.com. I mean the IP address. Gonna type it here. So as you can see, I'm in cisco.com by typing the IP address of the cisco.com and not typing www.cisco.com. So that is what the DNS server do. Okay, next question. Where is it? Domain name. So I hope I answered this too. Next is the HTML or hyper text hypertext transfer transfer double F transfer protocol call spelling. So hypertext transfer protocol, we this is the most popular uh, popular protocol in the world, where we use this for viewing the web pages in the internet. So what does it do? So this HTTP is in the application layer, where when you visit a website, this is the responsible for you to view the web page. For example, this PC here, I'm gonna go to this website, the website here, www.amis.edu. Okay, so as you can see here, there is an HTTP added to the browser. I did not type that HTTP, but it automatically add to the uh, website or web browser here. As you can see, is the HTTP automatically added to the web browser, because this is the one that is transferring you to, or it is the one that is responsible for you to view the contain the web page, this web pages of this website. So okay, so next, so that will be it for I think how to pick this. Hate this pen. Okay, next is, okay, so number two question. I'm just number two. What is the difference? What is the difference between web designing using HTTP compared to Cisco Packet Tracer? What is the difference between web design using HTML compared to Cisco Packet Tracer? So, what is the difference? It's a tricky question. So if I'm gonna answer this, so the web browser or web design using HTML is where we can design the web pages of a website, where we can do the homepage, where it's for the web browser to be viewed in the Google Chrome and Internet Explorer. And let's say, for example, you have a website and you want to make a design for that website. You can use the Notepad, or you can use the Microsoft Visual Studio to do the web page. So that's it. And if you will compare it to Cisco Packet Tracer, so it's quite different, because Cisco Packet Tracer, we use this Packet Tracer here to edit, to virtualize a machine. And as you can see, you can simulate a router without buying the real device. We can configure this switch, we can configure this PC uh, without having the real devices. So it's like virtualizing this machine here without having the real device. And it's like Cisco Packet Tracer is like uh, what we can say VMware, where we can virtualize, or we can install different operating system in your computer without without having another computer. Let's say, for example, this PC here, my PC, this computer of mine, I'm using Windows operating system, Windows 10, and then I can run Windows XP, uh, Windows XP, uh, different Windows version. And let's say I can also run Linux here, or any Apple, just like that. This is what Cisco Packet Tracer do as well. For example, this switch here, I can configure it. I can go to CLI, change the settings, configure spanning tree, configure VLAN, and the servers. As I do before, I can configure the website, I can design my own website. And for HTML, you can you can design a website, or you can design the web pages of the website. So it's quite different, really big different. Okay, so I think that's it. That will be my answer for number 2 question. And number 3, what can you conclude from this activity? So with this activity, I learned how to run the servers, and how to manage the DHCP, DNS server, and the HT, HT, HTTP, and what are the uses of that, and and what else? So that will be it for this video. So thank you so much.